The Play Avengers subreddit has taken a drastic shift in its way that it feels towards the game. Let's get into it. I'm lying to you. But in all seriousness, let's look at some posts on how we can improve this game, even though War for Wakanda? Wakanda, dude. Wakanada. I got my country on the brain. I apologize. Let's take a look at how Wakanda has improved the game and what can still be improved, because there are some of those things. This post is simply asking for the next character to be a flying character, and I think that would be a good balance. Out of all of the characters released thus far, the one with the most interesting traversal option is easily Kate Bishop. And while Kate Bishop's traversal is interesting, the teleport is unique, it's really not that different than, say, the grappling hook that Hawkeye and Black Widow have. So it would be nice to see somebody with flight added to the game like Scarlet Witch or Hawkeye. Did I say Hawkeye there, dude? Obviously I meant someone like Doctor Strange, or somebody that can actually fly and not fucking Bowman. What the fuck was I thinking, dude? But I definitely think the next character, especially for Sony players, is going to be Spider-Man. And that will be a bit of a runner and a gymnastic style character. This next post is a little bit of a love letter to Brian Wagner, who recently joined Crystal Dynamics and is an ex-Marvel Heroes developer. He's talking about his excitement towards the future of the video game, and that honestly should fill you with excitement. I've seen a lot of people very hyped for his inclusion on the team, and I think that's for good reason. The guy knows what he's doing. This post claims that this should have been the launch state of this game, and we should have waited until it gotten to this point before releasing it at all. If the game had launched in this current state, do you guys think that more players would have stuck around, that the game would be a bigger deal than it is now? I'm curious. I think it being a little bit longer would have helped people stick around more, but I think there's still not that much to do once you beat all of that content. And personally, I think that's kind of intentional, and I think that the story and releasing the story slowly is their plan at getting people to come back in the first place. I think they wanted people to stick around more than they did, but I don't think that releasing with as much content as we have would have changed all that much, if I'm personally honest. There were some issues on release that I think should not have been there and probably could have been fixed before going live. That obviously is always the case when it comes to games like this though, so I can't fault them too hard. This post is about being kind to your fellow player. I think that's just good advice, and, you know, good advice for being a human being too. Just be nice to your neighbor. But in a game like this that's so focused around community, where we have such a limited one, I think being pleasant to your fellow player is much, much more important than in a game like, say, Overwatch, when you know that you're going to get a new team every single game and you'll probably never run into someone ever again. That's not really how this game works. And being nice to someone when they're early on in their experience can really improve their experience and keep them coming back. So as a community, I think if we were all super, super positive, people would be more interested in playing. And that's not to say that I think we're overly negative. I don't think that's true at all. Most people that I run into in online lobbies are super pleasant and nothing but that. But I've had a couple people be rage mode monsters and a couple people Hulk out at me, and that's just, you know, every gaming community. Hold on just a moment. Have you remembered to subscribe to the Synchro Champ channel on YouTube? If you're not, you should check. It helps me out a lot. I'd appreciate it. This next post is about Wolverine being added to the game as an Avenger, who is an Avenger a lot in the comics, so I could totally see this. And more specifically, using the Wolverine Origins video game version, I believe is what this is, as a basis for what Wolverine should be in Marvel's Avengers. Now, I personally never played this game, but these takedowns look awesome and could totally be ripped straight into Marvel's Avengers. Probably a little bit less bloody, because I feel like this game doesn't go that route specifically, but who knows? Maybe we could see some of that. Wolverine is a very brutal character sometimes, and I would love to see that reflected in his takedowns. That'd be sick. He's also an Avenger I would love to see. I think he has some of the best interactions with other heroes when he's on the team, especially when it comes to people like Spider-Man, who are so black and white opposite from what Wolverine's all about. That could be really fun to see. Next up, we've got a post talking about different areas they'd like to see as hubs going forward. Similar to how awesome Wakanda looks, something like Asgard would be a great next step. And similarly to how the MCU does Asgard, that beautiful, consistent look that they've given it through all of its appearances, that would be awesome to see in this video game. Now, I think personally we can get a little more creative with this. Do something like the Batcave, but Marvel, obviously. And I know I've said this before, but I'd love to see something like Stark Tower, something like Avengers Mansion, something like Charles Xavier's Mansion. I like mansions, I'm realizing. Or literally any of the locations from Marvel Ultimate Alliance and that stuff. Like, again, those are some beautiful places and some very prominent Marvel locations. Let's use those. Up next, we've got Hawkeye's classic suit and a love letter for it and wanting it to be in the game. Please, Please, Crystal Dynamics, put this in the video game. Hawkeye's classic look is so much better than whatever this is. It's just leagues above. Oh my goodness. I'm just upset about this. This one really strikes a chord with me. This idea for an event like A-Day, but with a positive spin, like I guess they were originally going for, would be awesome. I would love to see the Avengers come more into a beloved light like we have seen them in, say, the movies. I think this could be a very interesting place for the game to go, to explore the possibilities of the Avengers being beloved again. I think it might be hard to get there, especially with AIM still being relevant. I think it could happen though, one day down the line. This post refers to the Omega level threat and how this cutscene will play every single time that you fail to beat the OLT. Losing to the Super Adaptoid almost feels incredibly punishing only because of this cutscene and the fact that most people on my squad never fucking skipped it, dude, come on. It's one button, it's so easy. I think having this play one time and then never again would have been more than enough. Next up is a post saying that we need to be able to earn credits and credits should be just given out to the players, and I very respectfully disagree. I totally understand wanting more credits to be able to purchase skins. Customization is super important to feeling like the game is giving you options. I totally get it. This game's business model will never shift to give you more credits than they currently do. It won't happen. What could happen is that they give you access to the unit shop and they rebuild that from the ground up to be more like how it was on release, so that you have more options for skins to purchase with the in-game currency that you earn. And that, I think, is way more reasonable. Those would be like recolors of other skins you could buy in the marketplace, and they would just be skins you can buy for playing the game. That's the way I think it should go. What do you guys think? Do you agree with the things that I've said? Do you think that the game is in a good place right now? I personally do. Obviously, there are things we could do to improve that place, and there I think always will be, but we take what we can get, I guess. Let me know in the comments what ideas you'd like me to look at next time, and click on another video if you are feeling so inclined. I'd appreciate that a lot. Follow me on other social medias. I've been posting a lot on TikTok lately, mostly just these, but you know, if you like these in smaller form content, maybe check it out. Maybe it's worth looking at. Hey, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Bye.